All right, everybody, how we doing? Prepper Nurse 1 here. This is going to be a video that's going to go up on Saturday, 3 o'clock, I believe. Don't hold me to that. Things are always subject to change, but that's kind of the thought process at the moment. We have Trump and Biden visiting the border. I believe they're both doing it today. Separate areas, about 300 miles apart. And they're going to be talking about the border crisis situation. And this is what kills me, okay, about this whole situation. A lot of grandstanding is going on. This has been a huge, huge black eye for Biden. And the worst part is it's a black eye of his own making. It's a huge issue with the majority of the people in the country. They're sick and tired of what has been going on and what has been allowed to happen to upwards of 2 million people per year streaming across the southern border since he's become president. And, now all of a sudden, because it's an election year, supposedly they want to do something about it. And their big thing, and I love this, and again, guys, both sides are at fault. Both sides could have done something about this much sooner than this, if this was really a concern to them. Okay, but you have a situation where, because of the policies that Biden, backpedaled on, that Trump had in place, that's why we have the issue and the crisis that we have now. But the Democrats are saying, well, we had a package deal all set up for border security, and the Republicans are the one that nixed it. But what they fail to mention, in order to give that $20 billion to the border, they also had to give $60 billion to Ukraine, $14 billion to Israel, $9.2 billion to Hamas for supposed humanitarian aid in the Gaza Strip. Unbelievable. And so, there was too many stipulations with that. Why not? If they so care about what's happening at the southern border, how about a standalone bill just funding the thing for the border? I'm pretty sure everybody would get on board with that. But every time, folks, they have to have all these extra added on things, and each side, well, if you want my yes vote, then this is what I want in there, and if you want my vote, this is what I want in. It's ridiculous, okay? If you are so concerned as a Republican or a Democrat and want to do something about the border, a standalone bill. So obviously, this falls squarely in Biden's lap, even though they're trying to blame the Republicans now. But again, I would say, in looking at the situation, you waited until it was the election year to finally supposedly try to do something that you knew wasn't going to pass, because the American people also do not want to give another $60 billion to the Ukraine. We've already given them $113 billion that I know that they did not ask me if that was okay by me, because it was never okay by me. I was never okay with that. Not our problem, not our fight. They are not part of NATO also. So, again, the whole thing is ridiculous, and it continues to go on, and it doesn't stop, and that's what's been going on forever and a day. But again, Republicans are just as guilty, not really pushing this from day one. And I think if they had and said we need to do some kind of standalone bill for border security, something could have gotten done way before this. And here's the other thing: let's not forget, folks. The first 2 years of this presidency, just like under Trump, the first 2 years of his presidency, in the first 2 years of Biden's presidency, they had control of the House and the Senate. So they could have done anything that they wanted to. But instead, it's all politics and games. And the same thing happened with the Republicans. Okay, let's not forget that under Trump, the first 2 years, they had the House and the Senate and the presidency. Again, you can push anything through you want to. Why don't they? That would be my question. Why doesn't things get done? You have control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency. You can get done whatever you want to get done. But yet they play games, and they continue to screw us, the American people. This has gone on and on and on. So I'm going to show you guys. We're going to come over here, and we have to show this because this is important. So me and Steve were having a discussion the other day, and I look at Mr. Lucky. Okay? Look at the hair on the back of his head there, right? That's a Mark hairdo. We've decided that, that Mr. Lucky has the same type of hairdo that Mark has. See how it's got it like in the back? So he's got it shaved up on the sides and then longer in the back. That's just like Mark's hair. So that's, I told Mark that today. I said, oh man, you're not going to believe this. And he's like, what? And I told him, he's like, you guys are nuts. So somebody's kicking stuff out. What are you doing? So you see how she's kicking the shavings out. That's too funny. So anyway, I just thought that was hilarious, and I thought I would share that with you, because if you look at his hair on the head, it looks like human hair and not chicken hair. So that's just funny. But anyway, that's all I got for that. Today they were saying originally it was going to be sunny until about noon, and then it was going to be overcast. Well, it's turned out pretty much been sunny all day long here today at the homestead. The batteries are at 100%, so good charge. Everything is good that way, and it's been a very good day solar-wise. Yesterday when it rained all day, I did have to run the batteries, or the generator. Ran it for about 3 hours, got a good charge on it, and then I just, didn't have to do it again. And I ran that in early afternoon. So by 3 o'clock it had been turned off, and then we got through the night fine, and then the sun was up early, obviously, today. So good charge on the batteries right now. We'll see what tomorrow brings. I don't know what the weather's going to be. The forecast right now is saying rain, but we shall see what happens. You never know. You never know. But anyway, I want to hear your guys' take on this with the whole border crisis. Whose fault is it? I'll tell you right now, we, the American people, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, you know whose fault it is. It's the policies that were put in place by our current president that has caused this crisis, that has allowed it to happen. They've allowed it to happen. If they had wanted to do something about it, they've had plenty of time to shut it down, stop it, but they've let it happen. And that's why we have 8 million illegals. And that's not the ones that got away, folks. That's 8 million people that came across the border that were, catch and release into our country with a court date somewhere down the road, which is nonsense. Never should happen that way. Absolutely should never happen that way. But that's not counting the ones that got aways. I think they said that they believe there was like 1.9 million that were gotaways that they never caught, that are here now also in our country. Absolute insanity. Absolute insanity. And at the end of the day, we are paying. The taxpayers are paying for this. And again, I was not consulted on this. They did not come to me and say, hey, Prepper Nurse One, what do you think we should do? They would not like my answers, folks. They would not like my answers. I get so sick and tired of the political grandstanding and the games that go on from both sides. It's all nonsense. They need to get their heads out of their behind and do the will of the American people. That's what they need to do. Do the will of the American people. So anyway, I am going to jump off of here for now. Oh, hold on a second. Jim, give me just 1 second, okay? So remember, guys, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we figure that one out, we're going to be in much better shape. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it, nobody else. Set realistic goals and then set about to making them happen, and you're going to be just fine. Stay away from negativity and negative people that tell you what you cannot do, all right? Very important as well. Have a great day, everybody, and I will talk to you later. Prepper Nurse One, out for now.